Welcome to our pay-per-view special. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada for tonight's main event. 10 rounds, welterweights going at it between these two great warriors. Fisher's got his eye on the prize. He has complete focus on his ring walk here. Ricky Hatton's making his way to the ring right now. Boy, and he's not bashful at all, is he? Look at him, confidently making his way down for this contest.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Untouchable Fisher and his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, Ricky HIT MAN Hatton.
We went over the rules of the wrestling. Touch him up.
Little get to know you here in the opening round scheduled for 10. If you made a checklist of advantages and disadvantage, obviously you'd want the advantage of hand speed. But you've trained many a guy who's been on the other side where his opponents had the better hand speed. What have you told him?
Well, I tell him make it a muddy track. You know, Secretariat must be the fastest horse in the world, but on a muddy track, things change a little bit. Step out of range. Don't allow the kind of landscape, the kind of track that will suit speed.
Punches and bunches, combination up top. Ricky Hatton's corner will really need to get after that swelling. Ricky Hatton's eye, to me, is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be, too. They got to be thinking about, if it gets to a point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to do. Stop this fight.
Nice job on the inside right there, just creating some space. Hey, have it your way. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. And in round number one, you already get the sense that they have no intentions of this fight going the distance. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Able to block that away, it was targeted for his head. Fisher's last round is a good example of what can happen when you just stay active. He threw more punches, he landed more punches. You can see the punch stats here, and it really paid off for him.
Yeah, what's that old saying? With great power comes great responsibility, and with great punch stats or high punch stats comes danger sometimes. Well, I made that one up. I don't know if there's actually a saying for that. But that's where you got to be careful. Yeah, the punch numbers are real high, but the more you throw, the more chance of somebody catching you as you're throwing. He has to be aware of that.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Fisher's got that momentum of an unbeaten fighter. Well, that's exactly what you should be doing on the inside. If you want to punch and you need space, do what you have to do to get that space. He's pushing him around. Well-placed counter punch by Mr. Untouchable. Good job with another left hand. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. 1 minute to go in this round. Neither man has decided to slow down at all. Oh boy, what a round. sharp counter punch by Ricky Hatton. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Ricky Hatton. Holy cow! Oh, that uppercut got him badly. And we come to the end of the round, and he really got to his opponent that time, Teddy. He stunned him.
Oh, he stunned him. He's hearing a little tweeting going on, a little singing from the birds in his head.
Ricky Hatton's now battling two opponents. The guy standing opposite him trying to punch him, and his eyes swelling.
Yeah, he can't see what's coming at him right now.
Excellent counter punch by Hatton. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Ricky Hatton. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. Teddy, is it possible that he didn't respect this fighter coming into the fight? Now, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, he's ahead on the scorecards, but you can just see the style of fight that this is, Ben. He's being tested.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. This guy being better than his record would indicate, and what you touched on, that he's a human being like anybody else. We look at the guy's record, we think of what kind of fight it's going to be. He looked at it, he thought it was going to be a little easier than it's turning out.
60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. That was not well targeted by Ricky Hatton. A nice, crisp hook after a fine defensive effort. How is he able to do this? How is he able to take these shots?
You know, one time Muhammad Ali talked about taking a chin. He had one of the great chins of all time. And what he basically talked about was that when you start to get hit those shots, you start to go down a hallway. And then you go into a gray room. You go from a light room to a gray room. And at the end of the hallway, you see a dark room. You don't want to go to that dark room. And you have a choice. You put your feet down, you start backing up. I'm not going to that dark room. This guy is not being taken to that dark room.
He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Turn defense into offense, comes back with the counter punch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
The Hitman's getting caught with headshots. But Teddy, to me this is pretty simple. Move your head.
Otherwise the other guy will, and he's been moving his head for him all night.
Smart counter punch by Mr. Untouchable. A minute to go in what has been 2 minutes of sensational action. Neither man coming off stride. Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. Scoring well with that combination by Mr. Untouchable. Fisher is doing very nicely on the outside here in this fight. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Ricky Hatton's cut is on the cheek, and you can see that it's bothering him a bit right now. That's something we'll keep our eye on. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Good scoring counter punch by Mr. Untouchable. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. And a smart counter punch by Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton's now feeling the effects, Teddy, of having his opponent punch right through that guard.
Well, he should feel the effects. I mean, look, Joe, it's kind of like standing out in a rainstorm with an umbrella, and all of a sudden the wind's coming, and the rain's coming from the side, and you're standing there under the umbrella and say, why am I getting wet? Well, you're standing there covering up. The punches are coming from the side. They're coming from all angles. You're going to get wet.
You're not always protected. Didn't get it done going to the body there. Good return fire that time. Good block by Mr. Untouchable. Fisher's performance in the first half of this fight, Teddy, has me thinking that he could get a knockout win.
And it has him thinking that too. And if you can get a knockout, hey, part of this is entertainment, part of it is getting paid. The more knockouts, the more entertaining, the more you get paid. You can believe it, Joe, he's going after that.
Ricky Hatton's making for a very inviting target right now. You can see the blood around that eye. The cut is obviously worse than it was just moments ago. Nice strike after catching one by Ricky Hatton. Nice two-punch combo by Mr. Untouchable. Fisher's doing good damage with the combination punching.
Well, right there's a good example of the benefit of combination punching. You miss the first or the second, the third and the fourth, they land.
Fisher's doing a really sharp job on the inside. He's staying busy, he's landing shots. Right back to it to the head. Accurate counter punch by Ricky Hatton. On the mark, the counter punch by Mr. Untouchable. Fisher's showing us that if he pulls this trigger, he's hitting that target. His accuracy is great.
Well, that's part of his ability. You know, I mean, it's not just his hand speed and that he's technically good. You know, he's got a little bit of pop, but he knows when to throw. See, that's important, Joe. Knowing when to let the hands go. He knows exactly what time it is.
Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Wow, look at that, trading shots. Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
Dismisses his opponent's headshot. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Fisher's well conditioned to the realities of this harsh business of boxing. But even though we know what we've seen out of some ringside scorecards through the years, I'd be shocked if everybody doesn't have him ahead in this fight right now.
Yeah, but never be shocked in this business, because you never know with these blind judges sometimes. I hate to say it that bluntly, but time and time again, you just get shocked when you hear the score at the end of the night.
What a great round. 2 minutes in, 60 seconds to go. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Blocks the headshot. Fisher's in complete control. Teddy, way ahead on the scorecards every which way, isn't he?
Yeah, every which way, and especially the most important way, I think, is that the fight is in his kind of pace. It's a fast-paced fight. It's an outside fight. It's exactly what he wants. Not only to be ahead, which we think he is, but to stay ahead.
On the mark, the counter punch by Hatton. I think it has come to that point. He's behind on the cards. He's just got to be. Going to take a knockout to win this?
Yeah, I think so. And it's going to take a certain kind of attitude or strategy, a change in strategy. You go into the fights, you don't look for a knockout. You're looking to use your jab. You're looking to set up punches. You're looking to go rounds. Right now, he's got to find a way to get a knockout. Look for one punch. One big punch right now.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. And yet another right hand lands. Oh, Ricky Hatton's legs look shaky. He was hurt. There he goes. He goes down from that headshot. Ricky Hatton find a way. He went down and now beating the count and looking to continue and survive.
Well, I think a lot of us wanted to find out what would happen when this moment came, if it did come. Right now, Hatton wants to find out too.
Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
End of this round. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Now they got some work to do here. Their man was just dropped.
Yeah, the first thing is you put some cold water. You can't use that. You clear his head, and you tell him why he was dropped.
Blocks that punch. Ricky Hatton's just so defensive now. It was earlier we saw that he was willing to engage in the fight. But since he's been knocked down, you're not seeing much offense, Teddy.
That's because he's in there with a good counterpunch. Every time he throws, something comes back. Right now in his mind, he's thinking, all I know is if I don't throw, I won't get hit. He's got to find a way. His corner has to find a way for him when he gets back to that corner to tell him you can create offense without worrying anymore.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Ricky Hatton. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Ricky Hatton's in bad shape. And he crashes to the canvas once again. He's gotten up before. What about this time? Able to rise up to his feet, but what does the immediate future hold for him?
Well, he only has a couple seconds to figure it out.
Oh, Ricky Hatton's legs look shaky. He was late goings here of this round, and he goes down. Can he survive it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the ref calls a halt to the fight by way of TKO. Your winner, Mr. Untouchable, Fisher.